everyone, it's your girl Cassie back with another video. Welcome back to another segment of Music I Missed. Today's video, we are diving into Tupac Changes. It was a lot of fun listening to Tupac Keep Your Head Up, and this made me really want to go back and listen to all his old classics and watch some of the music videos I've never watched before. It was a song that I loved growing up. I believe the song came out in around 98. So I would have been about 12 years old when the song came out. I've never watched the music video, and this is really my first time listening to the song as an adult. So the question of the day is Tupac Changes as relevant as it was back then? Let's see. Before we get started with this video, I just want to let you guys know that this is a deep dive into this video. It's not just for me to hear the song. So I want you guys to be prepared for that, because I'm not one of those people that look at things shallow. Almost everything I think of on a deep level. And when it comes to Tupac, I really want to do these videos justice, getting into his art and into his message. So for those of you who just want to see a reaction to hearing the song, that's not what this is going to be. So I'm just giving you fair warning. I did a little bit of research and I saw that the song was initially recorded in 1992 and was released after his death, as we know, in 1998. So that's what we're starting with. All right, let's go.
Come on. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, killing, he's a hero. Get it to the kids who the hell cares. One less hungry mouth on the welfare. First ship them, don't let them deal with brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. I got love for my brother, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? I gotta go back to when we played as kids, but then changed. And that's the way it is.
Okay, so we're jumping right into it. Man, some heavy topics, some heavy things that he said already. I'm gonna go back a bit. So the first thing I see is that I believe the video is just a compilation of some of his other works. I see some things that look a little bit familiar to me. So I think the video is mostly just old footage of some of his music videos. And I guess I'll be able to identify them more as we go along on this Tupac journey. All right, let's start again.
Come on. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch.
So that's the first thing that really grabs your attention. He sees no changes. The first thing he's asking himself when he wakes up in the morning is, should I blast myself? You know, I'm black, I'm poor, my stomach's hurting, I'm looking for a purse to snatch. That's such a heavy way to start a song. I know, especially because a lot of people have these thoughts, even if they're not black and poor. A lot of people have these thoughts, whether they're dealing with suicidal ideation or they just have other things going on in their life. But in addition to that, he's black in America, which is a disadvantage of its own. He's poor and he's hungry. And the combination of those things would make anybody question life and question themselves and think about what am I going to have to do to survive? And because the system is already against me, well, what option do I have? I'm looking for a purse to snatch.
Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, killing, he's a hero. Get it to the kids who the hell cares. One less hungry mouth on the welfare.
Yeah, so he's addressing the issues of police brutality, which, many of us are definitely aware of, and which many of us are very familiar with, especially in the United States. Thankfully, in 2026, we are moving closer and closer every day to holding these cops accountable for their behavior. We've seen that with George Floyd and different social issues that have come up where police officers who behave this way are actually being held accountable for their behavior. But this type of environment, it was very prominent in the 90s, where Black lives really did not matter and cops were celebrated for mistreating them. That still goes on today, but what we see is that people have to now think twice and question everything they do because everything's on camera, and the law enforcement that wants to act this way now understands that society will hold them accountable for their behavior.
Ship them, don't let them deal with brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's
Yeah.
back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots
In the dark, now Huey's dead.
I got love for my brothers, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other.
Right.
We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers.
Yes, and we always hear, coming from the Black community, we always hear about Black on Black crime. And unfortunately, sometimes there's not enough solidarity between oppressed people. And what Tupac is saying here is we will never move forward unless we can find that solidarity between one another instead of acting like 2 distant strangers. We already have so many forces coming at us from every angle. Destroying ourselves from within only perpetuates the problems that we experience.
That's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? I let it go back to when we played as kids, but then changed. That's the way it is. Come on.
I'd love to go back to playing together like when we were kids, but things change, right? Think about kids. They are so innocent and they don't understand racism and division until adults with adult problems bring those types of thoughts on them.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
I want to be, only way I've been practicing my whole life to live my life is to be responsible for what I do. I don't know how to be responsible for what every Black male did. I don't know. Yes, I am going to say that I'm a thug. That's because I came from the gutter and I'm still here.
I see no changes. All I see is racist faces.
Does anybody know what interview that was? I'd like to watch it. Well, it doesn't. It looks like maybe just a news, like him standing outside and cameras recording him. But if anybody knows where that came from, let me know.
I see no changes. All I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. We under. I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the wasted. Take the evil out the people. They'll be acting right. Cause both black and white and smoke tonight. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. It takes skill to be real time to heal each other. And
Okay, let's go back a bit.
No. Yes, I am going to say that I'm a thug. That's because I came from the gutter and I'm still here.
I see no changes. All I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. We under. I wonder.
I gotta say that's probably of all of me thinking of Tupac flows. That's got to be one of my favorite ones. The way he says "we under," the way that he just came in with that whole rhyme scheme and the way he enunciates his words. That is like, I feel like, stands out to me as one of my top favorite Tupac lines in his songs.
What it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the wasted. Take the evil out the people. They'll be acting right. Cause both black
What court case was that he was hopping around like that?
and white and smoke tonight. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. It takes skill to be real time to heal each other. And although it seems evident, we ain't ready to see a black president.
Man.
And it's filled with blacks.
Man, we're not ready to see a black president. I'm not American, but I gotta tell you, when Obama got elected, this is the thing about the American presence in the world is just everybody is going to be affected by it because a lot of the issues that are happen in America, we experience worldwide. No matter where you go, as a person that looks like me, you're going to face a lot of the same things. People are mistreated and oppressed globally, right? And some countries just will not have the luxury of seeing anybody Black in power. Canada, you've never seen it. There hasn't been a UK Black prime minister. You know, the chances of seeing this in Europe, it's in the minority, right? So for him to say it's like a fairy tale that to ever think of seeing a Black president. And then when we saw Obama do 2 terms, listen, I can tell you that one of my favorite stories is just how proud my grandma was to see that. Seeing this Jamaican woman put up posters on her wall of Obama. That was one of my fondest memories as she's passed away recently. Hearing him say that makes me really wonder how he would have felt to know that America got a Black president. It's so crazy and kind of amazing to think that.
But some things will it ain't a secret, don't conceal the fact. Our penitentiaries packed each other. It takes skill to be real time to heal each other. And although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to see a Black president. It ain't a secret, don't conceal the fact. Our penitentiaries packed and it's filled with Blacks.
Yeah.
Some things will never change. Try to show another way, but it's staying in the dope game. Now tell me what's a mother to do. Being real don't appeal to the brother in you. You gotta operate the easy way.
I made a G today.
But you made it in a sleazy way. Selling
Crack to the kids.
I gotta get paid.
Well, hey, and that's the way it is. Oh my God. You know, and so this is part of the problem. I know that statistically and disproportionately Black males in prison is a huge problem in North America. I know from looking at the statistics that this affects Americans greatly, but this is not only an American problem. Like I said, these are global issues that he's talking about. In other countries, you will see disproportionately Black people in prison. And you hear him talk about the psychology of what keeps people oppressed. I want to be better, but the system is made to keep me down. But I still have to eat. I still have to provide for my family. I still have to find a way to live. So I made a G today, but you made it in a sleazy way, selling crack to the kids. Well, hey, that's the way it is, right? It's like, it's a vicious cycle of being part of the problem and oppressing your own people, but not given enough opportunity to get out of the problem and be the change, right? And I don't think much has changed in terms of that. The same things are happening to people, and people are living the same cycles, even a generation later, right? Many of our communities are experiencing these same problems.
Come on. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
Yeah, I recognize that video. I get around. God. And that's Hit 'Em Up. I know that one. And that looks like, I might be wrong with this one. Is that California Love?
That's just the way it is. Things will
Oh
never
my
be the
God.
same. That's just the way it is.
Do any of you guys ever wonder what this man would have accomplished had he lived? Like, what would he have done politically? What kind of activist would he have been? What other music would he have put out to uplift the people? I just feel like his voice and his presence is just so huge. You know, like, we could be impacted all these years later as if he never left. And when I think about him, I often wonder, what would this man have achieved? What changes would he have made? Because he was able to recognize these things. 92. I don't even know how old he was, but he would have been in his early 20s. He was able to recognize these things and speak on these things so early in life. It blows my mind to think about it.
Rap star and actor Tupac
Shakur was riding in his black. The 25-year-old rapper had long hair.
Shakur is also charged with
Hundreds of streets outside the nation as well as schools pay their respects to the slain rapper.
not
My go-to.
Still I see no changes. Can a brother get a little peace? It's war on the streets and a war in the Middle East. Instead of war on poverty, they got a war on drugs so the police can bother me.
Oh, man. Can a brother get a little peace? There's war in the streets and there's war in the Middle East. That hasn't changed at all. I don't know that we'll ever find peace in the Middle East. There are, my entire lifetime, there have been wars and rumors of wars in the Middle East. That definitely hasn't changed. Wars in the streets still hasn't changed. You still see gang violence. You still see police brutality. You still see racism and oppression and misogyny. There's still these wars going on with people to this day. But I love that question. Can a brother get a little peace? Living in this type of environment day in and day out, you're probably just constantly living in flight or fight. Your mind's never resting. It's either you have to watch out for the violence amongst the people, like, what could happen? Is someone going to rob me? Is somebody going to, that type of stuff? Or you could just be minding your own business or just driving down the street and be racially profiled. You got to worry about your kids growing up in these environments. What does their future look like? You got to worry about the people you love, the people you're protective of. So that question, can a brother get a little peace? As a black man and a black man in America, I can only imagine the weight of that question. Let's go back again. And
no changes. Can a brother get a little peace? It's war on the streets and a war in the Middle East. Instead of war on poverty, they got a war on drugs so the police can bother me.
Right. So instead of the war on poverty, homelessness, drug addiction, they got a war on drugs so the police can bother me, because a lot of times these agendas to policing drugs and drug crimes is necessary, and it looks good, right? I often hear in my area of kids overdosing on fentanyl and all these things. So these are real issues that need to be addressed. There are cities around the world that if you go there, you go to certain places, that you will just see people strung out on the street. So these are real issues. These are real life issues. The problem with these campaigns is that they disproportionately affect minority groups, right? And while on the surface, it looks like, yes, this is necessary. It's necessary for our children. These communities are often over-policed, right? And profiled and unnecessarily searched and having their rights violated all the time, because there's a stereotype of who would be doing these activities. And even if you are on the straight and narrow, if you look a certain way, the likelihood of you being bothered, as he said, right? They have a war on drugs so the police can bother me. Even if I'm not in that lifestyle because I look the part, now the police have permission to bother me in an already corrupt and oppressive system. They were bothering me before, but now legally they're being given permission to bother me further because of the way I look, right?
I ain't never did a crime I ain't have to do, but now I'm back with the facts, giving it back to you. Don't let them jack you up, back you up, crack you up, and pimp smack you up. You gotta
that's another one of my favorites. Sorry. That's another one of my favorite lines. I when I think of favorite Tupac lines, there are like a few that are up there, and that one is definitely up there. I love that. I forgot all the lyrics. I could forget all the lyrics and really not be paying attention to anything else, but that and the other line that I mentioned earlier have always been what I remember along with the chorus about this song. I love that line. So the police can bother me, and I have to do.
Don't let them jack you up, back you up, crack you up, and pimp smack you up. You gotta learn to hold your own. They get jealous when they see you with your mobile phone. But can't touch this. I don't trust this. When they try to rush, I bust this. That's the sound number 2. You say it ain't cool. My mama didn't raise no fool. And as long as I stay black, I got a stage strap. And I never get to lay back. Cause I always gotta worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Coming back after all these years. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the way it is.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember why I love this song. I remember why I love this song. Why this was like one of my favorite Tupac songs ever. But let's go back. So essentially in this verse, he's talking about the fact that aside from just generally being oppressed by the government and by the police and by what I look like, I gotta also hold my own against my own people, right? They get jealous when they see you with your mobile phone. Everybody has a cell phone now, but we gotta keep in mind in the 90s, to have one of those gigantic brick phones was like a sign of your wealth and sign of doing well in life. That was not a staple for everyone, right? So they get jealous when they see you with something that is not common to everyone or that you have because now you've moved on from one level of wealth to another.
Let them jack you up, back you up, crack you up, and pimp smack you up. You gotta learn to hold your own. They get jealous when they see you with your mobile phone. But tell the cops I can't touch this. I don't trust this. When they try to rush, I bust this. That's the sound number 2. You say it ain't cool. My mama didn't raise no fool. And as long as I stay black, I got a stage strap. And I never get to lay back.
As long as I stay black, I have to stay strapped. I never get to lay back. I never get to be laid back. I always got to have my head on the swivel. I always got to be thinking 10 steps ahead. I never get to relax in the skin. Man, that is just so powerful. And like, that just brings you into the perspective of a black person. And that's why when we speak, that's why these types of conversations are so important to us, because there's no way to describe being black. You know, there's just no way. If you don't know what it's like, and black men have it even harder in some circumstances. In some circumstances, black women have it harder than men. We experience things that they will never experience. But in other ways, black men will experience things that we will never experience. But as a whole, generally, we have to think about things that other races just don't have to think about just because of the way we look. So that line really hit me.
Always gotta worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Coming back.
Some buck that I roughed up way back. You got to worry about the payback now that I'm in a better place. Coming back after all these years. Rat tat 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 tat. Man, and you know, thinking about the circumstances as to how he died and stuff. People who were jealous of him. It's just crazy. That line is crazy.
Got all these G's. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the way it is.
That's the way it is, man.
That's just the way it is.
What a beautiful song.
Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. You're my brother, you're my sister.
You're my brother, you're my sister. Let's treat everyone with love and kindness.
That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
Some things will never change.
Oh my God. Some things will never change. What do you guys think? Do you think some things will never change? I 100% agree with that. I think that there's certain issues in life and society that we can make people become aware of. We can shine the light on people's inherent biases and certain privileges that they may have moving through this life. But globally, unfortunately, especially because of colonization, I think that there are certain mentalities that are inbred and passed down from generation to generation that I don't think we will ever get rid of. I think that certain people will always look down upon others. I think that certain genders will always be looked down upon, certain races, certain religions, because it's human nature to do these types of things, unfortunately. So I agree with that statement. Some things will never change. I think some things have gotten better, and I think there's still room for improvement. But I think the message of this song will be timeless forever. All right, guys, if you liked this reaction, don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about this. Tell me what you guys think about the impact of Tupac and his message, whether you agree or you don't agree. Let me know in the comments. And until the next video, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.